It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert.
Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha.
Whoa! 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 What's going on?
My plan is working out to fruition. Yes, my evil plan is working, Max.
Is this your
It's working.
Marianne impression?
I have concocted the greatest piece of content yet, Max. Can you guess what it is? Can you guess?
Reality.
It's our Patreon, Max.
Oh my god!
It's our Patreon. We did it.
Oh my god!
I was Survivor confident.
That you were gonna say that.
Yeah, were you? Folks, Survivor listeners, we have a Patreon now. It's really cool.
Head to patreon.com/realityalert and check out how you can gain access to the Reality Rascals weekly podcast exclusively for Patreon listeners.
It's a fun podcast. It really is. Max and I, we recorded our first episode of it. We talked about the film Marry Me with J-Lo and Owen Wilson. It was a really fun time. It's good content. That's right.
Yeah.
And you can get the rest. You can get the rest on our Patreon. Only $5 to get new content every week.
And
$5.
Higher tiers for the better stuff. So check it out. Okay.
Yep. That's right.
Check it the fuck out.
Check it out. It's so good.
Kindly.
It's so good. It made me confidently evil laugh.
Yeah.
That's how good it is.
He was Survivor confident.
I was Survivor confident. Yeah. That's how good it is.
Yeah. And it's just that time. We're a year into the podcast. It's time for the Patreon. It's time for us to get on board. It's time for you to get on board. It's time for us all to take this great opportunity and soar to new heights. This is the opposite of NFTs.
Yeah.
It's real.
This is just like 2008, the recession. We are officially too big to fail. We're too big to, so we need a bailout. Okay. Is that a good comparison, Max?
I think so.
Okay.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that, but then I'm like, oh, they're the banks and we're like Big Auto in this. We're Big Auto.
We're Big Auto.
Oh, I like being Big Auto. That's good.
We're Ford.
I thought you were going to say we're like average Americans and the patrons and our listeners are average Americans. And I was like, that's bad. But you're saying
just don't read too much into it. Okay.
Let's say we're all Big Auto and we're all getting a big bailout. And if we all just do this whole Patreon thing, we're all going to make a lot of money somehow. So
it'll trickle down somehow.
Yeah. So if you guys just give us money through Patreon, we'll all get rich. Just believe us, okay?
I don't know why I compared us to Big Auto.
We're all Big Auto in this scenario.
So stupid.
No, we're Big Auto, as they call it. Detroit Rock City, baby. Let's go.
Folks, we really don't have as much money as Big Auto, I promise. Couldn't think of a better analogy. Couldn't. Jeff Probst would be disappointed in me. He really would. You know, we're just trying to be drivers here, folks, not passengers.
Yeah, look, the Applebee's ads that we've been doing, they haven't been paying the dividends that we need, so we had to start a Patreon.
No.
And a little bit of chicken fry.
Yeah, it's just not.
That's right. We went into an Applebee's. I went to a local one in Denver. Max went to one at Barclays Center. We each talked to the managers, thought we could get our cut. They didn't give us anything. They didn't give us a single penny.
I had to pay full price. It was weird.
Yeah. Just to even have a conversation with the manager, I had to buy an app. I had to buy an
pizza
appetizer.
was delicious though.
Oh, you
And
did.
with-
You
with
got
my
the kids'
glass-
pizza, did you?
My glass of milk that I was dipping the kids' pizza in a glass of milk. It was so good.
Yeah. Oh, I should have got that. Should have got
Yeah,
that.
come on.
I asked for a microwaved quesadilla. I should have got the cheese pizza though. I really should have.
Yeah, I think the quesadillas are just the buns for the quesadilla burger. So that's
Ah,
interesting.
shit. Yeah, I fucked
Yeah.
up then, huh? Oh, wow.
How about Survivor?
Yeah, it's cool. Except
know-
except for my guy Homer, he's gone. I really
He's
liked
gone,
him.
our guy Homer. Marianne said that she felt that Mike was making her like the sacrificial lamb. She said like she was being led as the lamb to the slaughter. And it was interesting because she made the virgin sacrifice at the end of it.
That's
Did you
right.
see that?
She really did. Wow.
Yes.
And the gods of Survivor Islands, they love virgins more than anything else. So
They do.
this is a big deal. Yeah. They also like the sacrificing of goats and they like the sacrificing of virgins. It's those two.
Screw them.
I don't know why when you said goat, I thought of
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
Oh,
He's
because
your
he's the
winner
greatest
pick.
of all time. Goat.
Oh yes, goat.
That's
Okay,
why.
yeah.
That's why.
Yes, your winner pick. He's cruising the number one. He's
Yeah,
cruising.
Romeo would win and still say, fuck all of you. I never liked you. Fuck you. But that's also why he would never win. So
Oh, jeez.
did you notice that Romeo was still left out of all voting strategy until the end?
I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's great.
He wasn't in the he basically was like a little in the episode because they were like, well, there's only 6 people left. We have to do something. But he wasn't in the episode until the final strategizing scene, basically.
Yeah. Jeff should just give him his bronze medal now. Why wait? We already know that he's getting third, right? Come
Romeo,
on.
Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Oh, he's
Where
standing
is
on
he?
the bronze stand. That's
I was
where
like, is he still gonna get left out? And I was like, no, this time Romeo wasn't left out of the vote. He was the only one involved in the vote. Okay, the only one. The only one. This
He's special.
time
He stands out. He stands out.
mattered this time. You all got left out. He got his revenge. So if he gets Marianne out, then he's gonna win. My winner pick, Romeo.
You got it. You got it.
Should we break it down?
Let's do it.
Lindsay's happy.
Yeah, she's over the moon.
Yeah, and then she recaps.
So is
last-
Omer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She recaps last episode for
Should
us.
we recap her recap?
Yeah,
we do
that's what this whole episode is, and then we're just gonna skip it.
Yeah.
And then Mike wants to get rid of Omer, so he tries to team up with
Yeah.
Marianne, and Marianne's like, "Let me tell you about my extra vote," which was unnecessary, as we saw, but kind of was. I don't know. I don't know if she needed to tell him at this juncture.
Yeah, I will say at least she's been quiet about having an immunity idol herself. She hasn't-
you're
like
right.
that's actually huge compared to the other players who have had idols in this game. Everybody else knows that they have idols. Marianne's the only one who can keep a goddamn secret, so good for her.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's clear that Drea pointing the finger at Omer, which he, pays that forward to Marianne at the end of this episode. It's clear that puts a ginormous target right on Omer's forehead. And people are worried that this guy's going to win the whole thing.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
They should be.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it just to pat ourselves on the back, saying as soon as Omer outs himself or gets outed, how bad is it going to be for him? And the answer is completely bad and game ruining. Goodbye.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
It really does. And it's not all Drea's I don't want to say fault, but it's not all because Drea pointed that finger at Omer. Omer was also coasting very confidently when he should have been more skeptical going forward. I think.
He admits it.
I was Survivor confident.
Yeah. because it really seems like Lindsay was the only person in his corner. Maybe he thought Taku was really still a thing and it was strong to the end. He's
Yeah.
always been the one who's screaming Taku strong, Taku strong.
Guys, Jonathan's not an idiot. Like he's not like Jonathan is very aware of the game of Survivor, you know? I think
Sure,
he
yeah.
lacks in some social departments, but we see he very often he knows when people are bullshitting him
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he knows who can win. Like that's why
True.
we see he's like, I'm not going to the end with Omer and Lindsay. Like
Right.
they will definitely beat me. He's like, he knows he'll have a better chance going with Romeo than he will with them, you know? Now I think he's
Yeah.
gonna have a hard time beating a lot of people, but I definitely think he doesn't want to sit next to Omer. Like that would be a definitely a bad move.
I don't think Jonathan can win this game at all. If it's a final three, I don't know who he can beat other than Romeo. I think his peak is second place. I really do.
But he
Because
at
he
least-
has pissed some people off, and I don't think people respect his game as much as they do how much of a challenge beast he is.
but he at least wants to make it to the end, and so he wants the best chance of being able to get like Lindsay out as soon as possible, and so
Sure.
he wants to be able to like be in an alliance that will be able to like get her out, you know, like he needs her out so he can continue to win challenges, so get her out
Yeah.
as soon as you can.
If he gets her out next, then he's thinking, I can win the final 5 challenge and the final 4 challenge and then make it safely to final 3.
Yeah, pretty
Yep.
much.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, that is his best chance. His physicality is his greatest strength in the game. So you kind of have to rely on that.
Yeah, and also
I still don't think it's going to win him the $1 million, even if he does that.
no.
I think it takes, like, if you're a challenge beast to win Survivor, I think it takes, like, in this day and age, in new era Survivor, you have to win like almost every single individual.
Yeah, that's the
to be in
thing. He's only
challenge.
won 2 and Lindsay has won 2. It's like he hasn't won that many challenges.
Yep, exactly. But if you win every single one, if you pull a Joe Anglum and you don't faint during that one challenge and you just go all the way to the end,
Yeah, if you Mike Holloway it, yeah.
people are going to be like, you kind of have to give it to this person. You kind of have to. Like, they earned
Yeah.
it. Yeah. We never had a chance to vote for this person. They should win. Yeah. But he hasn't done that. So I just don't think he has a chance at winning this game either way.
Yeah. I'm not seeing it. I think that his best chance, it appears, would be Romeo and Marianne, actually, or maybe Mike and Romeo.
And even then, after this episode, I can't picture Marianne losing to Omer or
I do.
to Jonathan.
I do see a better chance. I just don't see him sitting. Maybe with Lindsay, though, it wouldn't be the worst chance. I don't know. It's very hard
Maybe
to tell.
not. Maybe not. All I know is Marianne's stock is through the roof now.
Yeah.
And I think she's in the same position that Omer was a week ago.
Yeah.
Basically. Especially now that Omer pointed the finger at her and was like, wow, Marianne, great job. Great move. That was you. That was you. He made sure to say that was you. Pass the torch along to the next person who's the biggest threat. You know, so she's going to have an uphill battle too going forward, I think, next week.
For sure. No idol.
Yeah. But maybe Jonathan still being in the game and Lindsay still being in the game will be a big enough distraction to help Marianne sneak by.
I'm really glad that the amulet ended at 6, so we didn't get advantage get-in with the 3 idols. I was like, I thought it was going to end at 5. I was like, oh, so we're just going to get the whole advantage get-in thing when it was at 6. I was like, oh, okay, good.
So, and was this tribal council the last one where Shot in the Dark is available?
Yes.
Okay, so it's done after this.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it ever worked.
No, it never worked in the history of Survivor. No.
Oh,
what a shocker.
To come back. So thrilling.
Just watch. Jeff will, out of spite, he'll bring it back for like the next 20 seasons.
It never works.
And it never works.
The one time it does work, we're just like, oh, so the next person who we thought was going to get out went out. Okay.
In the future seasons, people just completely forget to even use it, and so it just goes unused.
Yeah. Yeah, Marianne is like, if this was a big statement, Marianne says, if if I don't make this move and take out Omer, I'm not going to win. Is this foreshadowing? It could
be. But she's not wrong either.
I was like,
you
Omer
gotta
needs
make
to
you
go.
gotta make a move, and you gotta make it now. And I think Mike is thinking that he can coast to the end on his incredible social game, which he does have. He's bonded with almost every person that's on Survivor. But I think Marianne is the one looking to make the big move because she has to. She has no choice. She has to make a big splash. And
Yes.
maybe even Mike trying to deter her from making that big move isn't just because he keeps saying, "Oh, my life is on the line. My life is on the line." Maybe it's because he doesn't want her to make a big move because all of a sudden that's a notch on her resume.
Yeah, like,
versus
why would you
his.
want her to do that?
Yeah, please
I
don't.
Yeah.
I want to make the big move.
Yeah, it was interesting. She bonds with Mike, but the next morning she's telling people that Mike is super paranoid and that he's probably going to play his idol. And I'm like, oh, okay, what's
Yeah.
happening? But I don't know. It all worked out. I was just thought it was interesting.
It worked out. Yeah. As
Yeah.
You say.
Yeah, and this is where Jonathan says he doesn't trust Lindsay and Omer anymore, and that Taku is like dead, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
Sounds about right.
Lindsay winning the do or die wasn't good. Lindsay being good at Muse isn't good, and basically Omer's big move wasn't good for me either. So they got to go.
Yeah, you don't see Jonathan and Marianne on the same page too often. So this was an interesting conversation. It's taken all the way until final 6 when they realized that they needed each other. So
everyone loves a reward challenge on Survivor. Just the intensity is thrilling. I'm like, who's gonna get to eat?
Who's gonna get Applebee's? Applebee's.
Yeah, we need a sponsorship. You know, that's what we need.
Applebee's.
Nope, just unsponsored grilled chicken, unsponsored chocolate cake, and cookies. And then Omer needs to make a big choice: 3 people or 2 people. Oh.
Well, I tell you what, if the 2 people option was the kids' cheese pizza and 1% milk, he would have chosen 2 people.
Yeah.
That much in a second. So Survivor fucked up because the choice ended up being pretty obvious.
Yeah.
No, but I think the 3 people choice, you kind of have to go with that because you can't leave 3 people back at camp, a majority number, to talk shit about you, not giving them that reward. That's just Survivor 101.
You need the sustenance with 3 days left.
Do you think that chocolate cake has the protein that the grilled chicken does?
Are there nuts in the cake, Jeff? Nuts have protein.
Are there bugs in the cake, Jeff? I'll eat a bug. I will.
Bugs have protein, Jeff.
I know Roxroy would have gone for the for the grilled chicken in a second.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he would have gone for
the rice?
For the
Time for some rice.
I thought you were saying he would have gone for the bugs because of
Jiminy Cricket.
That too, of course.
He's gonna eat all those Jiminy Crickets in the cake.
Just don't bother him while he's doing it. He doesn't like
Yeah,
interruptions.
don't nag at him like his wife.
Or Jonathan. Or Jeff, I mean, yeah. I just called Jeff Jonathan. Wow.
Oh, Mr. Jonathan.
Mr. Jonathan. I'm making a grave mistake by doing that. Jeff has yet to acknowledge Australian survivors, so I should be careful.
Omer's excuse is that he's trying to starve. No, it's not his excuse. When he's in confession, he's like, I'm trying to starve Jonathan. I'm trying to starve him out.
Yeah. Is that really his reason?
Dude, that cake would have won the challenge over Lindsay.
If he had had just one bite of that chocolate cake, he would have gone full Hulk mode. Full Hulk.
Yeah, would have fueled him.
Did you think it was funny when Omer was like, "I did this for my niece," and Jeff was like, How old is she? And what's her name? What's her name? Hannah. Hi, Hannah. I'm talking to you, the child at home. Apply for Survivor today. We've lowered the age to 7 years old. We've lowered the
Come
age.
on.
Come on, Hannah. Come on. All you kids at home, apply right now. We're going to starve you to death. Okay? We're going to put you in the rain.
Everybody get up off your butt.
Babies are coming on Survivor.
Third trimesters, too. We've lowered the age to third trimester.
Come on.
So yeah, he picks Mike, Romeo, and Marianne. Why Romeo? Do you think Romeo just because he wanted to try and get one extra number on his side somehow? I feel like Romeo wouldn't care either way. Like it's not gonna alter his decision of I got cake. So
This is so arbitrary. I have no idea.
hasn't he already have enough rice? Huh? All he does is scoop the damn rice out of the pot.
Yeah,
doesn't
I
need that
guess he's
cake.
just trying. I have no idea. I mean, the whole plan was to get Jonathan out, and then maybe I think the whole plan was to get Jonathan out, and then he was tightest with Lindsay. So you always want to leave somebody back with the
you're super
person
tight
so that they
with,
can't be
yeah.
flipped. It's like back
Process of elimination. Yeah.
back in Survivor, Pearl Islands.
Ooh, love a deep reference.
Johnny Fairplay and Burton got too cocky and they decided to go on I forget who won the reward, but they decided to go on their reward together and
Yes.
not leave, and they had total control of the game, and they decided to go on the reward together and leave.
Lillian got upset, didn't she? Was it
Yeah.
Lillian? Yeah.
Well, Lillian or somebody that they were aligned with, but basically, yeah, Lillian, yeah. Everybody back at camp then started talking and turned against them, where basically they should have left one of them back at camp to like learn what was going on. So you always want to leave somebody back at camp to know what's happening.
Absolutely.
So Omer actually made the right call. You want to leave Lindsay there to monitor.
And she's had a lot
Jonathan.
of rewards recently too, so
Yeah.
makes sense. Makes sense.
This is why
But I'll bet you he was.
This is why I would win Survivor, Ben.
I'll bet you Romeo kept scooping the little pieces of chocolate
Cake.
off of the bottom, and it was pissing everybody off there. This is all you do, Romeo. All you do is scoop the rest of the cake out the bottom.
He was eating all of the crickets out of the cake.
Yeah, so we get this little fake conversation with Jonathan and Lindsay after this. It's not really.
They know it's all bullshit. It's
Yeah.
just mind games, baby.
Yeah, they're playing chess. It's the two greats. The two greats back at camp playing chess. Oh,
Yeah.
it's like, what are you guys doing? You know, we all know you're not going to align together. Come on,
Yeah.
you're such on opposite sides.
Nah.
I'm sure they talked about everything else though, so
Yeah.
there's nothing else to do except bullshit.
But for some real talk, Mike promises to use his idol for Marianne, and if she gets him to 5, but he doesn't know that she has an idol, so she's totally down for this plan.
Hell
But-
yes.
But Marianne had no idea about Lindsay's idol. So this is how she learns that she's not as tight with Lindsay that she thought for. So this is when she says, Lindsay, sorry, I said Mike did, but she feels that Lindsay views her as the sacrificial lamb.
Yes. And Lindsay being so tight with Omer, it just continues to reaffirm what she's been thinking this whole time, which is Omer has to go right away.
Yes.
away.
And it just makes her feel like she's back at middle school when everybody treated her like a sacrificial lamb and kickball and
No, Marianne.
Marianne.
We love you.
We love you. No.
I hate hearing about these things, Marianne.
I
hate
know.
it. Enough.
Everybody treats me like a sacrificial lamb in life.
Oh, at least it's not a sacrificial goat or a sacrificial virgin. At least it's a sacrificial lamb, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was
That's
immunity challenge and Lindsay wins. That's what happens.
But Max, wasn't it shocking that they were all smiling coming into the challenge? You should be miserable. This is the hardest season of Survivor ever.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that happened.
Idiots.
Sorry, yep. That was
Get on your
crazy.
knees. Get on your knees. Jeff pulls out a gun. You smiling now? You smiling now? Huh? This is Survivor.
I have a feeling Romeo wasn't. I didn't notice, but Romeo wasn't smiling, right?
Screw them.
He can't.
No.
If he was still thinking about that cake. That's probably what it was. Or the rice at the bottom of the pot.
Yeah.
Even better yet. Yeah, good for Lindsay. She's tied now with Jonathan, 2 for 2.
Challenge beast.
Yep, she's been good. Yeah.
Back at camp, Jonathan and Mike's plan is to vote for Romeo, while everyone else is gonna plan to vote for Jonathan. And Omer goes to Mike and is like, "Okay, everyone is voting for Jonathan, so you better go on him." And Omer says, "This plan is foolproof." And I'm like, "Okay, so Omer's going home."
Yeah, usually when people say that, they're not sticking around for long.
I was Survivor confident.
It's like, you got cocky, kid. You can't do that.
You got cocky like a cockatoo, Omer. The type
Yo.
of bird you work on.
Yeah, when he stopped with the animal metaphors, like I got really worried. He got his
Yeah.
head was out of the game.
Yeah. Yep. That dolphin just got eaten by a shark.
Yes.
basically.
And
Yeah.
when Lindsay decided not to play the idol so it didn't go back into circulation and he was like, "Yeah, that's fine." I was like, "No, it's not fine." I would have been like, "Will you please play your idol for me? I don't feel safe after what happened last night. I think because the idol is an amulet, I do not think an idol will go into circulation, and even if it does, I will hunt all night for it. Please put it back into
Yeah.
circulation. I will help you get to the end."
Yeah. Even better, don't give the idol back to Mike. What did it do for him? He gave it back and Mike immediately wanted him gone.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, keep it.
Yeah.
So you look like a villain. So you look like an asshole. You're still staying around for another week.
Yeah, he made it's like, if you're not gonna, yeah, you'd be like, "Yo, I gave that shit back to Mike after that crazy play, Lindsay. Like I'm so dead man walking. I don't think Jonathan's going home. Like, please protect me. Like, this could
Yeah.
really fuck me up. Like, you have to protect me."
Yeah. Well, and I guess good on his tribe and good on people like Mike who were close to him for making him feel like he was safe and didn't need that idol from Lindsay.
Yeah, and it was really misplay for Lindsay not playing that idol on him because it
I
would
think
have
she
been,
got fooled too, just like Omer did. I think they did a good job fooling her.
because
Yeah.
one, it looks, because one, she got played, but two, it would have been a good resume thing to play an idol successfully. That's a good
yeah.
look going into Final
Yeah,
Tribal.
even if it's not for yourself, playing it for others is just as good. It's just as good. Look at Jeremy in Second Chances playing it for Steven. Huge notch on his resume. Huge.
It looks good and better safe than sorry, even if it didn't work. Nobody docks points for playing an idol at last tribal council just in case. Nobody goes, "Why'd you play that idol for no reason?"
Yeah.
Because
Why'd you
why'd
play
you
that
do
idol for
that?
your closest ally?
people go, "Oh, that's nice."
If anything, it weakens Omer's resume because he needs somebody else to play something for him.
Exactly.
It's
Why
a
wouldn't
it's a
you do
really
that?
strong move. You know, sometimes like Natalie Anderson, for instance, in San Juan del Sur, she didn't necessarily have to play her idol when it got down to the final 5, but she did it anyways because it weakens the other people's resume and strengthens hers at the same time. Always play an idol if you have it.
Idols are hidden thing. It's like, then go find it.
Just go find it. Yep. Why are you not confident enough that you can find it? You found the last one. You can do it again. Come on.
She didn't find the last one. She touched
Wait, she
it.
did. Oh, but what about the amulet?
That the amulet was because they ran out to the first challenge and they had to put the fake blood on them. That's where they got the amulet.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
She touched the last idol in the tree, but then she ignored it, and Marianne got it.
Okay, so maybe she's got some validity in her argument. She only touches these idols.
Hey, I mean, Omer being out of the game, maybe not the worst thing for her in the long run, but I don't think she intended it.
Yeah.
And he's going to go to jury and say, Lindsay and I got blindsided. So,
Having said that, I still think Lindsay could hold her own against Omer in the finals. I do.
but yeah,
If
depends
that
how-
had worked out that way.
depends how
but
the
even then,
jury
they
is
might
feeling.
even then they might have even been splitting votes, and whoever was in the third, if it's not Romeo, could win it. Who knows?
Why could Romeo win if they split votes?
It's all good
You're
if
right.
you voted for me, when in reality I want to kick them in the face.
They voted for
Wow,
him
and
to
he
win,
says
but
that even for winner votes.
Yes,
That's crazy. You voted me for winner, and I still want to.
I still hate you guys.
I love him. I love him.
That's how you're talking shit about me eating the rice.
Time for some rice.
Yippee-ki-yay.
I miss Roxroy.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yo, it's so clear who should host Survivor when Jeff
Oh my
retires.
God.
It's Roxroy.
I can't wait for his jury speech. He's going to sit all those final three down. He's going to say, "You're in a timeout. You're grounded. You know what you did? You were mean to all these people over here." He voted them
Let's
out.
get crack-a-lackin'.
That's what he's going to stay instead of come on in.
I love that. I love that.
So Marianne is she's very fearful that Omer can win the whole game. So she's like, I want to do things my way to get Omer out. So she goes to Mike and is like, here's my plan about voting Omer out, and go to Jonathan and say, let's vote Omer. And Mike is like, please don't do this. My life hangs in the balance. And if we just vote for Romeo, the safe thing is I don't have to play my idol. And basically, I'll play my idol for you next time. And it's really easy. It's very simple. And then when the plan gets over to Jonathan, Jonathan is also like, hey, I don't trust Romeo. Oh, no. And then, Marianne goes to Romeo and is like, hey, let's vote for Omer. And Jonathan is like, I don't trust Romeo. I'm not down with this plan either. Why would we do this? Both guys are just not down for.
They don't understand the pull that Marianne has with Romeo. I don't think they understand that she has a close relationship with Romeo and has been closer over the last vote or two.
I didn't understand it either because we hadn't seen it.
We see tiny pieces. I think last episode we saw a little bit. Romeo's getting pulled in here and there a little. Yeah.
Well, she left him out of the vote, so clearly not that intensely. I did see where Mike was coming from, because he just wanted to do the safest thing for him and didn't want to give her a big move, if that's what his strategic thing was.
I think it was.
For Jonathan, he's never given Marianne the time of day, so it was very much in character.
Yes. He does not take her seriously. He doesn't take Lindsay seriously. I think he's,
and also
Jonathan's in his own world.
Yes.
In his own world.
And also, no one has ever wanted to include Romeo in a vote, so that is also very much in character with everyone.
True. That is valid. It is. Yep. Having said that, if you're Marianne, you've got these advantages, it's really nice to be able to have that flexibility where you're not relying so heavily on people like Mike or other people that you're going forward with in the game to vote your way. It's nice to have that flexibility and say, I can use my extra vote and I'll still do what I want. And in fact, that looks even better on me because I'm doing it more myself than what was before. It's not as big of a group vote. This was all me.
I wonder at what point during all this planning did she figure out, okay, they're going to go ahead and put 2 votes
on Romeo.
They're going to go ahead and put 2 votes on Jonathan. Oh, so all I need to do is have Romeo put the 1 vote on Omer, and I just need to do these 2 votes. Because once that math added up, it's then this move is 100% her. It's brilliant. It's such a good move.
Yep. What more could you ask for?
It's a
her Survivor
showstopper.
resume. Her Survivor resume is through the roof now. It's through the roof.
It's a showstopper.
Yep. I love it. I've been like, Marianne has had a lot of these advantages for a long time. And I'm like excited now that she's playing them. And it feels like her timing is really well too. I feel like she's playing them at just the right time in the game. You know, if you play it a little too early, you can be screwed. People view you as a threat. They still have numbers to get you out. If you play it when you get down to this 6-5 area, you know, when it's your last chances to play these advantages, huge. It's really good.
And now
for your
she's
game.
safe next tribal no matter what. And then what?
Yep.
All she has to do is make fire, and then she's in the final 3.
Yep. It's awesome. Yeah.
Fire making shit is so dumb.
I know.
So
That
stupid.
could totally screw her. It could totally screw her.
But it's also just like I hate the fire making twist.
I do too. I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's
at all.
so dumb. I mean, it has made for some. It can be exciting, but just overall, it's very stupid. I don't.
I
Like it.
get like, well, no, I wouldn't say I necessarily get it, but I have an understanding of why Jeff thinks it's good, because Jeff has said, like, if you're coming on Survivor and you don't know how to make fire, then what the fuck are you doing?
But
Like,
I
I
agree
think-
with that.
I think Jeff gets annoyed by people who come on Survivor and didn't prepare ahead of time, which I respect. I like that from Jeff. I just
Yeah.
still think like, oh, for your whole game to rest in the balance of like having to make a fire in Final Four after all the great strategy and social
Yeah,
game that you
exactly.
played, that sucks. But I do totally understand Jeff's reasoning behind it, which is like, yeah, well, if you're not prepared, then fuck you. This is Survivor. You should know how to make a goddamn
It-
fire.
Really does. I think it's also just like he doesn't want people just being like, oh, they randomly got voted out at final 3 too. It's like they were so close, but it's like, no, that's what makes it beautiful that they got so close. It's like when people get eliminated in game 6 and it's so depressing, it's like that's what makes it beautiful in the jaws of defeat. Oh, that's what keeps us going, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it helps with the narrative a little bit, like the Devons and Chris
Yeah.
thing. That was, if there was any way in hell that Chris was going to win, it was through that, and it was exciting, and it was really good TV. So,
But if you don't like when people are like, I don't know how to make fire still, I'm like, well, you're just an idiot.
yeah.
I don't know what to
Zeke-
tell you.
Listen, if Zeke can practice fire making in Williamsburg on the roof of his apartment building, every person can practice it before they come out.
When people go on Big Brother and they've never seen the show before, and then I'll listen to podcasts and people will be like, well, they were a recruit. And I'm like, you have time before you
Yeah.
go on the show, even if you're a recruit, to watch a few seasons. Everybody
Put in the
has
bare
access.
minimum effort.
And also, when you are in Sequester, they give you seasons to watch. You can watch the seasons and know how the shows work.
Yes.
But we see them on live streams asking what the basic rules of the show are. They
Yeah.
watched nothing.
Yes. They even give you a rule book. They give you a whole Survivor handbook when you go on Survivor, I've heard. Like you get to really have some time to ingest this information before you go
Yeah,
on the
but
show.
people on Survivor are usually way more well-versed than the Big Brother people are, which is why
Yeah.
they should know how to make fire.
They really should. They really should. It's not a good look when you come on Survivor and you have no clue.
Get
like,
a
come on.
machete and the fucking flint shit and do it. There's so many videos online.
If Cub Scouts can do it, you, a grown adult, can.
Yes. Now it's a little different with a machete, but yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, totally.
So we go to tribal. I don't know. They talk about shifts and advantages. No, they don't talk about
Yeah.
advantages. They talk about shifts and stuff.
Self-preservation versus end game and boring.
Podcast and they're like, why don't you guys talk about tribal more? My favorite part of the show.
You guys spend 10 seconds on challenges and 20 seconds on tribal. What the
30 minutes on Applebee's. What is this podcast? Why am I on episode 11?
look, some tribals are good. It's just
What tribals?
like live tribals
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and
yeah,
when
yeah.
when advantages are getting played, but like the precursor to when those things happen where Jeff is like, so what's in the news, huh? What's going on this week today, huh? He's like Jay Leno or something. It's like, dude, we don't need all that. Like,
My main man is a bit of a sloth.
I know, yeah, I get bored. But-
Yes. Yeah. So no advantages are played.
and no shot in the darks.
Yeah. Well, I mean the extra vote was played, but yeah, no shot in the darks. No.
Why
idols.
wouldn't if it's the last time, why wouldn't every
You lose
single
your vote.
person? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So that's why.
Should anybody have played their shot in the dark? Do
No.
you think? Yeah, because Omer was totally safe. Jonathan was I think feeling pretty safe for the most part. If anybody, it maybe would have been Jonathan that would have played it, just because he knew Lindsay was going after him.
Yeah, but I think that everyone knew that their best bet was for them to be the safest would be to vote out somebody else who wasn't safe.
And at that low number, one vote is huge. It's
Yeah,
huge.
like,
you can't lose it. Yeah.
Mike and Jonathan thought that the plan was to vote out Romeo, who they knew nobody was going to play an idol for.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, basically that's what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Lindsay and Omer were voting for Jonathan, who they thought that nobody was going to play an idol for. So that's why Omer wasn't going to play a shot in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good riddance. I hope that twist never comes back. It's been a complete failure, and I just get bored talking about it even. So I'm really glad it's done. Thank God.
Into the graveyard
Yep.
with fire tokens.
Yeah. And Omer. Oh,
Aw.
Omer.
I'm gonna be talking about this till they put me in the ground.
Our wonderful Canadian goose is flying back to
Yes.
Canada now.
Likey, no likey.
Is it Canadians have been crushing it on New Era Survivor? Erica, Canadian. Omer, Canadian. Drea, Canadian. Is Marianne also Canadian? I think she is.
Is she?
Yeah, I think she is. There's like 4 Canadians on this season. I think Marianne
Wow.
was one of them. Yeah.
They're letting this many Canadians into our show?
Build a wall.
What are
a
they
wall.
doing into our show?
They're
Taking our
gerbs.
into our spots. Our
took-
spots. These should be our. We should be on this season. I didn't
took
apply.
our torches. They took our torches.
They took our torches. We should have been getting snuffed. Oh my god! I did submit a tape, but I could have, and then what would have happened? A Canadian got the part.
My God. You know what? I'm boycotting maple syrup from now on. I'm boycotting it.
Yeah.
Never again. And I'll never step foot on ice ever again either.
No more Michael Bublé for me.
No. You know what? Seth Rogen, I'm sorry. I'm not going to watch any more of your movies ever again.
Never again.
Never again. I'm done. You're a
No more
disgrace.
No more ginger ale for me, Canada Dry. Never again.
Is that even from Canada?
I don't know.
You're like,
But
I
I'm
hope
sticking with it because I've sworn off it.
so. USA. USA. Oh, wait, no. It just feels wrong saying it sometimes.
Well,
I am sad that Omer's gone, though. He really was one of a kind. I hope they have him back. I think he'd be a great returning player.
Yes, he was very fun. Got a lot of fun animal stuff going on.
Yeah.
He was very mischievous. I would love to see him try to do that again, but he'd have to be like, "Oh, I'm not as mischievous." So it was a good
Yeah.
time.
I can't wait to see Hannah on Survivor Legacy playing against the 4 Mariano children. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be really exciting. Yeah. Can't wait to see Johnny Fairplay's daughter quit before the first tribal. It's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome. Really looking forward to it.
Yes, I have to quit. Why do you have to quit? My mom died.
There's a baby at home. There's a baby. It's my dad. My dad's the big baby.
Yeah. Well, that
Oh,
about wraps it up for Survivor tonight, but we'll be back tomorrow afternoon when we'll be recapping Temptation Island, part 1 of the finale final bonfires. And after that, The Circle, season 4, episode 10. And back on
Yes.
Friday, The Circle, season 4, episodes 11 and 12. Wow.
it's getting crazy. We're reaching the finales on most of our shows right now,
Wow.
except for 90 Day Fiance.
Just still in the beginning of that.
Still in the beginning of that, thank God. I just want
I
that show
know,
to go on
it's-
forever and ever.
I know. I want to
Please never end.
just want to move in with these couples and just watch them
I know. I do
do a
too.
case study.
It's so good.
But in the meantime, you guys should check out our Patreon at realityalert.com/Patreon and become one of our first patrons ever.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. You get your name in the history books next
Yes.
to Abe Lincoln, Teddy Roosevelt, Martin Luther King Jr., all of them. You're right
Yes.
in there, right in the history books with them. It's one of the first.
Big Rascal Max, Big Rascal Ben, and the realityalert.com patrons.
Yes. No, but seriously, the first episode that we did for our Reality Rascals podcast, I'm really proud of it. I had such a blast doing it. It's one of my favorite things we've ever done. I can't wait to keep doing that podcast. And I can't wait to share it with all of our rascals, with all of our Patreon members. So please do check that out. It's only $5 a month. Really helps out the podcast, keeps us afloat, and we work really hard on this thing. It'd be good to, be able to put that money back into the show and grow this thing, So
Yes.
please.
And follow us on socials, follow us on YouTube, and yes, that's about it. So we will see you soon.
Tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your 2 best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert.
I was Survivor